Hi guys, today we talk about our 100 amp MPPT Solar Controller. I'm not saying it's a beast, but it's a beast. So let's see what we've got in here. Open the box. Big polystyrene cover on the top. Inside we have some support stickers, labels for the windows on your van, and an important manual. Along with that, we have a bag of temperature sensor and a parallel communication cabling. So this beast is definitely for the houses. I'll talk more about what that means, but you can join lots of these together, which means that you can join a massive array. Let's get it out of the box and see what we've got. It is not insignificant. This is 22 pounds, 10 kilos. It has 12 inches by 17 inches by 4 inches. It's a large piece of kit. So let's have a look at what we've got. It's a big box and it is metal covering. So this top is metal, a matte black finish. The cable cover here is also metal but a metallic blue, and the funky bit that I like is the cooling vanes are this metallic blue, electric blue color, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. However, it's irrelevant in terms of the color. It's the function, which is to keep it cool. And when they say that you mount it, they say you should keep at least a 6-inch gap all the way around for the heat to dissipate. The top of it is the typical Rover. You've got some LED lights along here, which is telling you that the solar array is working, the batteries are functional, network is okay, and whether there's a fault. And also on the top here is an LED screen to give you lots of information about how this is operating, with some control buttons to navigate around the various controls. In terms of its size and capability, yes, it's 100 amps output for the MPPT, so that every voltage is tracked for the various battery types. It will cope with lithium, it will cope with AGM, it will cope with gel, it'll even cope with flood-leaded acid, and it also has a function for users, a user-specific battery setup if you want to. You can set them up on here, I believe, but you can also connect to the Bluetooth module and connect and deal with the user setups on the Renogy app on your phone or on the Renogy One module. I think it's frustrating and disappointing that actually the Bluetooth isn't built in, but this is the way that Renogy choose to manage the communications of this range of MPPT controllers. In terms of the voltages, yes, it's done all those types of batteries, but it also works from 12 volts, 24 volts, 36 volts, and 48 volts. Although it does say that the 48 volts is not applicable for lithium type batteries. So that is a big chunk of battery bank and range of batteries that you can manage straight off. In terms of the solar array, in terms of the panels connecting it to, the maximum input voltage is 150 volts. So for a series of panels, that is quite a high number. You can probably get 5 or 6, maybe 7 at a push in series. However, given that it's 1300 watts at 12 volts, in terms of a parallel array, it's 60 odd amps, which means that you can probably get another 7 in parallel. So if you add it all up, that is a large solar array that this is possible to manage and run. If you go 48 volts, then it will carry up to 5,200 watts of solar energy coming in. So this is quite a significant size piece. It is definitely sized up for starting to go into the house world, but it will definitely work. But it's probably a reasonable size for a large RV, camper, maybe even a school bus, or a truck with a significant number of solar panels on the roof, and it will probably cope. It has a connecting cable, which means that it allows itself to loop with other controllers of a similar size to make the solar array and the power that you can capture even significantly larger. Within the control system, there is a memory to capture or data log from the day that this is initialized through to whenever. It's not clear how long that data set is, whether it's 3 months for the life of the product. Renogy aren't particularly clear, and maybe if I can find out, I will add a comment below in that sense. In terms of its connections, there is a panel here. It's 2 small screws. I've removed them. There's little Phillips screws. They're tiny, so you could lose them, and I don't know, I really think I've already lost them, but there we go. Two screws here that you could lose. So quite small. So the cabling here has 25mm or maximum 25mm and 4 AWG. Screwed connections for the terminals. There is a connection for the Bluetooth module. There is a connection for the parallel cabling communication ports, and there is a connection for the battery temperature sensor. Battery temperature sensors are not used on lithiums, by the way, so that's just something to bear in mind. Don't forget, lithiums can't charge below 0 anyway, so you've got some issues there unless you go and buy a heated lithium battery bank. More of that in another program. Overall, it's a big chunky thing. It can do a big load of power. You will have to do the maths on this to make sure that your solar array is worthy of such a thing, or whether this thing you need a bigger one than these, or several of these tied together to manage with your solar array. So overall, I kind of like it. I'm not sure I'm going to put it in my van because it's too big for my needs. It's certainly too heavy, and it will take up one of my cupboards, so it's not going to happen. Anyway, I'm Graham, this is Mowgli Adventures, and thank you for watching.